again.
Good to see you too.
How's your day?
Good.
Yeah. Were your classes good? Was it easy to get here?
Yeah, it was. It's really nice out. Not too hot out today,
Yeah.
so it was a nice walk over here.
I love Arizona weather. It's so nice, so pretty.
I will never regret moving here. I love the weather. So.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
The weather is just too good to miss out on.
Yes, seriously.
Okay, so for our session today, it's going to be more of like an assessment, so we're going to ask you a lot of different questions and just try to really get to know you and get to know why you're feeling the way we are, because I want to help you and I want to see you succeed. But before we get into that, I just have to remind you of my duty to be a mandate reporter. So like I said, if there's anything you mention about abuse towards a child or the elderly, I would have to report it. And it's my duty to warn and protect. So if you were to say that you're thinking of harming yourself or anyone else, I'd also have to report that. Is that still good with you?
I remember that.
Okay. So you're here because you're dealing with some isolation, depression, and anxiety-related issues, correct?
Yeah. I've just been feeling really down, and I don't really have any motivation to like do anything outside of staying in my apartment with my cats. Like even when I make plans, I just get super, super anxious about it right before, and then I'll cancel. And I have very few friends, so whenever I do that, it's just hard. Ever since moving here, like I haven't had as many people, which was fine before. I lived with my boyfriend until a few months ago. We broke up, and so so that's been hard too. But I mean, I know we were supposed to break up. I didn't want to be in that relationship anymore. It was really toxic, but I guess it's just hard now, branching out and meeting new people.
Well, I want to say I really want to applaud you for getting out of a really toxic and bad relationship, because so many girls go through them and they just choose to stay in them because they would rather be in a relationship and be in something comfortable than be alone. And you chose that you needed to be alone, even though it was going to come with consequences and coming to a new area. So you should feel really, really proud of yourself for that, and that you really respect yourself and know yourself better than to stay with anyone who doesn't treat you as such. So I want to get into that. I think that moving to Arizona for school, how old are you? You're 21?
I'm 21.
Okay, so what year are you?
I'm a junior, yeah.
Okay.
I moved here the summer right before my sophomore year. So I did my freshman year back home in Columbia, Missouri. That's where I am from. That's where I grew up.
Okay, so that's a really huge change.
Yeah.
So moving here and getting out of that relationship were very critical events in your life.
Yeah, I think those were big things. And I didn't even realize it at the time. Like, I was very happy to move here, and I was very happy in the beginning. And I still am. I wouldn't move back. And my dad and my stepmom moved here too, so I'm really, really close to them, and so I love being close to them.
So your dad and your stepmom live here. And tell me a little more about your family.
Okay.
So you have a dad and stepmom, and is your biological mom in the picture?
Yeah, so she is. We're not very close. She lives back home in Columbia. Her and my stepdad, Brian, who I'm really not close to. I barely even talk to him when I'm
Do you not like him very much? Is he
No,
not good to you?
He's not good to me. We just don't really get along. We just don't really talk. We never have. We're just very different.
Okay.
And him and my mom, I feel like, just have a weird relationship. I don't know. We're just not very close. I try to see eye to eye with my mom, and we just never have. I wouldn't say it's hostile, but I just wouldn't go to my mom for things.
Yeah,
like
there's a constraint on it.
Yeah.
And that's okay, because you're very used to your own biological dad and your mom, so maybe just seeing them in different relationships, and especially when it's not someone you particularly care for, can be really hard to see. And if it's not someone that you connect with, like you connect with your dad.
Right. And my dad's just so supportive of everything I do. And my mom, if there's something I do that she doesn't agree with, she'll be quick to tell me and just not support what I want. She wasn't supportive of me moving here, which I guess is understandable. I'm moving far away, but it's just, I don't know, it's just really nice having my dad as my support system and my stepmom. They're just amazing.
Because you need someone in your life that is going to support you no matter what, someone that will always jump to criticize you.
Yeah, which is what my mom does. She just judges me all the time. And with my ex-boyfriend, I know he wasn't the greatest guy, but my dad, like, he didn't approve of him, but he was always supportive and just wanted me to be happy, and he was protective of me in a way that still made me feel loved and supported. And my mom is just quick to be like, you shouldn't be doing this and this, and just really judged him while I was with him, my boyfriend at the time. And
a lot of times when a parent is super critical, it's out of care. And so right now I can tell from your mom is that she loves you and cares for you so much that she will say and do anything for you not to get hurt. Well, your dad feels the exact same way, but he just goes probably a more gentle way about it, which is something that you're more receptive to.
Which I'm trying to understand. I know that my mom and I are just really different.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with being different, but as long as you guys have that love for each other, which you guys definitely do, is good. So you are really close with your dad and your stepmom, so that's good.
Yep, I see them multiple times a week.
That's good.
Yeah,
that
so
you have that.
I live in my own apartment now. I did live with my boyfriend at the time before, like, a couple months ago. But I still see my parents frequently. I go eat dinner there all the time. I hang out there. They're my best friends, really. I made a few new friends when I first moved here, and I talked to them, and I started a new job too.
Oh, that's good. So you started a job, and that's giving you some structure.
Yeah.
Is it giving you more friends, you would say?
Yeah, so at work, I'm meeting new people while I'm there, but it's just hard for me to branch out and, like, ask the girls that I'm meeting at work, because I'm a server, and, like, asking them to, like, hang out with me after work. Like, it's just really stressful.
It gives you a little fear because you really want to make friends, and you're making them, but it's just sometimes doing the extra initiative.
Yeah, it's just, like, pushing myself to get out there. And, like, I'll ask, like, I made plans last week with a girl, and we get along really, really well. I know we could be really good friends, but last minute, I was sitting in my apartment, and I was like, I don't want to go anymore. Like, I don't want to meet up, and I just made up an excuse and canceled, and I do that so often.
So it sounds like you have a bigger support system than you think. So you have a couple of friends, you have your family. Do you have any siblings?
So I have a brother, and he's my full brother. Like, we have both the same parents.
Okay.
And then I have two older sisters that my dad had in previous marriage.
Just two stepsisters.
Yeah.
Are you close to these siblings? Your brother?
I'm really close to my brother, and I'm really close to one of my sisters. One I'm not too close with, not because of anything bad. They're both a lot older than me, but I spent a summer, and one of my sisters lives in Chicago, and I spent a summer living with her, and my niece and nephew, and and she visits us here in Arizona too. So
it sounds like that even though your family may not be, fully together by society standards, that you have a really big support system of people who love you and want to take care of you and watch out for you.
I guess it's just hard to remember.
It's sometimes hard to see that when you're going through your own mind and your own stuff, that there are people that love you and want to see you succeed.
Yeah, so I'm really close to my brother, especially. We've grown up together. But he just joined the Marines, and so that was really hard. And I know that he's okay, and I'm still going to be able to see and talk to him, but it's just weird being so far away from each other. I've always looked up to him, and he's like, he's also one of my biggest supporters. I'm one of his, and it's just like, it's sad not being close, like, in distance, but I know that he's there. Yeah.
He will, I totally understand what you're saying, that he's someone that you're really close to, you with that connection with, and now that he's not physically here, like, this can be a little bit tricky. I totally understand that. Yeah. Besides your family, do you have any other social support systems that you go to when you need something?
So I have my best friends back home, Jade and Kayla. They still live in Columbia, and they actually just visited me for last spring break, and I'll be going to see them soon too. And we text daily. Like, I talk to them daily. They're there for me. They know everything going on in my life, and which is amazing, and I love them so much. But it's just hard that they're not here. Yeah, like, it's
kind of like how your brother is, that connection and closeness, but just that physical distance.
Right, and which is what I think I'm struggling with. Like, I'm just really lonely all the time, which I know I can change by making new friends, but It also just sucks that the people that are already close to me aren't close to me. Like, they're,
Do you have any social support here, you would say?
No, I made a really good friend, Justin, in school. And we talk frequently, and we have a lot of classes together. But he has a girlfriend, and not that she's, like, doesn't like me or anything, but it's also, like...
Yeah, girlfriends can get jealous.
Yeah, so it's not like we're hanging out all the time. And I've met her before. We've hung out, the three of us. But it's nice that he's in a lot of, like, it's nice to have him at school and everything, and we do talk a lot. So he's been a really good friend to me. I have a couple girlfriends also that I've met through class, but just nothing outside of class.
So the main thing we need to work on is maybe just taking the extra step and initiative that we're going to work on through your depression, anxiety, because that's really what's blocking it. You're a very sweet social girl who has a huge amount of people who love you, but we just gotta make sure that you get to see these people more than just in certain settings, because you want to hang out with them and they want to hang out with you. So that's a huge thing. So because you're in college, I just have to ask: is there any history with you or anything going on right now with alcohol or drug use? So you're not taking on that.
Yeah, I don't drink very often. Like, I would say not, like, really not often at all. So maybe some wine every once, because like I said, I don't really go out and do things. So I'll have some wine every once in a while. But I do smoke marijuana most nights.
There's no judgment here, by the way.
I don't really see it as, like, a problem or anything. It's just something I do at night. And I'm just home all the time, and it's just...
So do you think you're doing it out of sadness or isolation?
No, I mean, I've always, not, like, as much as I do now, but smoking I've always done that from time to time, and now I just kind of do it because I live on my own, and it helps me sleep, too, at night. I'll normally smoke before bed.
Okay. I totally understand that. It's really common for a lot of college kids to use not being sober as a way to just kind of ease off anything that they're going through particularly. So that is normal, and we understand. And because of that, because weed is technically illegal, is there any legal history with you or your family and anything like that?
No, my ex-boyfriend actually has several felonies, which is another big reason my family didn't approve of him.
Right.
It took a long time for me to see how, he just wasn't. We tried for a long time, and he moved out here with me, actually, because I met him before I moved here back home in Columbia.
So it's a very long-term thing.
Almost 2 years, and he moved here to kind of get away from everything from his past and be with me, and he was enrolled in community college, and he was doing good as far as that, but it was still just not a great relationship for me. He was kind of abusive, not physically, but just like mentally abusive, and just not what I needed right now. So I finally realized that.
I'm really sorry that you went through that, but like I said, you should be really proud of yourself that you were able to get out of that, and the fact that you moved here with him and you still were able to let go shows that you really want to get better, and you knew that if he was going to be in your life, that wasn't going to happen. So you should feel really good about yourself, and he is a part of your life that you just need to let go of. So hopefully he can get better. You will as well, just grow on your own, whatnot. Do you have any other outlets in your life that you look at as an escape, such as like religion? I know that's a really big thing for people. Or
no, I'm actually an atheist. I just don't believe in like a God or anything. We went to church, like my brother and I and my parents, when they were together. We grew up going to church for like Christmas and Thanksgiving, and like occasionally on Sundays. But it's just kind of something that faded out, and eventually I just don't, like, it's not something that I continue to believe in.
And that's totally acceptable that you were able to grow on your own and realize that this just wasn't for you. And a lot of people just go after their family, so that's good that you were able to come to that conclusion on your own and do what was best for you when you believed it. So you are dealing with depression, anxiety, and the way you're dealing with it, I totally understand. And if I were in your situation, that could definitely be a possibility. Did it stem from these problems recently, or was there a history with mental or medical illness in your family or with you in the past?
No history at all until now. I've never felt so low like this. Like I've never felt like this before. Obviously, everyone has times where they're more sad than others, but this is a different feeling.
Okay, so these are coming from now and from moving here and what you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that going forward, we should create some goals on how to contain to deal with your anxiety and depression for a way that it won't make you isolated anymore. Because you're obviously a very fun and social girl, and you have friends and people that you can hang out with and be around, and also your family. So we can work on ways to get you to get out of the house, get out of your apartment, do other things like class. I think that's going to be a really good, healthy step. And I think that we should look into counseling specialized in depression if that's something that you'd be interested in. I think that would be a really good idea to, decrease your isolation, decrease what you're going through.
Okay.
So does that sound good to you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. All right. We'll schedule you for next week. Look good?
Around this time.
All right. So looking for your goals. All right.
Okay.
Thank you